favorite scary movie.
I believe in the life eternal, as promised to us by our Lord Jesus Christ.
God's sake.
It's for the best.
Hey, please!
Well, what do men want?
Just a pretty woman to love and to take care of them and to make them feel like a man and to give them total freedom in whatever they want to do or be.
Hello guys, and welcome back to yet again another episode of The List of Horror. I am Michael. I am joined by my co-host,
Me.
the amazing Ryan. We've just recorded a few other ones, so sit back, relax, enjoy what we're about to talk about, and that movie is Dun Dun Dun.
How?
Terrifier.
Mm.
1.
Mm.
So, yes. So, have you ever seen the Terrifier film? If not, go and watch it. And what was your thoughts? Ryan's in 2 seconds.
In general,
Yeah, in the first one.
my general summary of the first one, which I'll break down in more detail later, is it feels like a really good proof of concept, and evidently it was a really good proof of concept because it works, but it isn't. Barely feels like a movie.
I know, like the second and the third one, they had like the good storyline where it was the same character carried on to the next movie and stuff. I feel like this one, like it was just to introduce Art the Clown as a character or as a being and stuff, which I think it did good, but it didn't really have much of a story, like you said in that. But it was released It was released on March 15th, 2018.
Sure.
So, and it was directed. Yep, it was directed by Damien Leon. Never heard of him, have you?
Big Damien Leon. Well, he's only known for Terrifier, but yeah.
Yep. Obviously, the sequel was Terrifier 2, and even though Damien Leon directed it, he also produced it along with Phil Falcon and George Stuber.
The Money Boys.
Yep, and this had a budget between $35,000 to $55,000, which
Not
is
much money. That's like
for the first one. Not a lot of money, but they still done good for such a low budget, you know. And
all of that would have went to effects, surely.
yeah, and it was quite a short movie as well. It was only on for an hour and 25 minutes.
And yet it still felt fucking long.
It really did. So I've got a few interesting facts in the film as well.
Nice.
So the person that played Art the Clown is called David Howard Thornton.
Big Thorny.
Yep. And he has previously he's had mime experience, so he has, which he utilises in his performance. He obviously helped him make the because he doesn't talk now. He's had a lot of miming experience, so that really helped him pull out his game in for the performance. And you know, it was also the 6th person to audition for the role of Art the Clown.
Then it was a 6.
Yep.
I mean, it used to be Michael Giamatti, I think.
Mike Gianelli.
Oh, there you go. Close.
Yep.
That was close.
Yeah, you were close. Yep. But he retired from the role and acting altogether. During the audition, David began miming tasting his beheaded victim's blood, but then he added salt to improve its flavour, which is actually quite a clever idea because obviously you need to be unique in that, and obviously if it gives it flavour, then good on him. And this is what made him stand out and gain him the iconic role of Art the Clown.
Very good.
Yep.
I mean, he definitely made the role.
Oh, yep. And then David also described Art as an evil Mr. Bean.
Beautiful way to describe man.
Yep. And it was also inspired by other silent and physical actors such as Charlie Chaplin.
Art the Clown inspired by Charlie Chaplin. It makes sense, but it's still quite funny.
Yep. Buster Keaton.
Buster Keaton. I fucking love a Buster Keaton shout out on
Yep.
a Terrifier podcast.
Yep. Lon Chaney.
I'm not too familiar with them.
Doug Jones.
Doug Jones, eh?
And Jim Carrey. You've got his Jim Carrey in the mix somewhere,
I mean, you've got Buster Keaton on the list of Jim Carrey.
So I thought that was interesting, it takes inspiration for them. But I love the evil Mr. Bean. I thought that was
Evil
fun.
Mr. Bean is great.
I thought that
I mean,
was
some would
cool.
say Mr. Bean in himself is evil, but Those people are contrary.
Yep.
Contrarians.
And I don't know what people find Mr. Bean's evil for. All he wants is today.
Psychopath. I get that Art Son Lassie's doing the fucking middle.
Aye,
but like,
look,
Mr. Bean, like, he's got some real problems. He's getting his head stuck up turkeys,
oh,
playing with little toy Daleks.
Aye.
Christmas Mr. Bean, that's a great fucking episode.
Aye. Yep. And then, so Terrifier is also known for its graphic, violent, and practical effects, with the filmmakers aiming for a raw and realistic horror experience.
Well, A, they fucking nailed that, and B, they saw a lassie doing the middle upside down, and it's like, that's no nice.
Yep. It's very, very unsatisfying to watch while you're eating food.
Why are you eating? Why are you scranning whilst watching Terrifier?
Because I didn't, the first time I seen it, I didn't know it was going to be as gruesome.
There's one gruesome bit.
Yeah, but
A few.
Yep. And the future Christmas episode,
Oh, in
Terrifier
the,
3.
in the future episodes,
Yeah.
it goes off the rail, we go. Huh?
Yep, when we do the Terrifier 3 in the Christmas hat.
Absolutely,
Like, you
because
know.
we will be doing the trilogy over the next calendar year. What, it's February 27? You're hearing this? Say, I don't know, fucking middle of May, you'll probably hear a podcast with Terrifier 2, and then come December, the
It'll
first horror of December will be Terrifier 3. It will be a video one, and it will be, well, the Christmas Terrifier, won't it? A Terrifier Christmas.
Yep. And also, I'll not be speaking. I'll have to try and find some way to communicate. I'll need to get me a whiteboard or something. Either way, stay tuned. It's going to get dark.
It's going to get weird.
It's going to be good. Cheers to that.
Cheers to the bottles, man. Only got a fucking pint.
Right, and the last note that I've got here, my wee cheeky notes. Terrifier was filmed in various locations of New York City.
The cheapest ones.
Yep. Adding to its gritty and realistic atmosphere.
Gritty is definitely a one word for this movie. Atmosphere is another. Very good. Thank you for that. Learned a few things there. Got a few of the notes that I've got as well. And it's how did you find this movie for the first time?
Because I don't know, because I watched Terrifier 3 for before I watched the first one, because obviously, because I had heard people talk about Terrifier, but I never heard it be so good. And then I seen Terrifier 3 come out, and I thought, because it looked like Christmas, and obviously, I thought a good Christmas horror film, because I seen Black Christmas, but that's looked a lot more sick, twisted. So I thought I'd go see that. Thank God I never took Jean.
I think you would have fucking loved it.
She was the wrong gang. I'm getting at those pictures. I'm taking my sticker and walking
That's Hugh Jackman.
Oh my God, imagine Hugh Jackman as Terrifier.
Imagine just in one of them, yeah, that'd be quite good. They have fucking professional wrestler Chris Jericho in one. I'll nerd out about that in 2 and 3.
Yeah, so if we can have him in it,
Oh
then
my
we
fucking
can
God, yes, because if you can't talk in the third one, I can talk about Chris Jericho all I fucking want, and you can't stop me. Yeah.
And then, look, I'll have my mask
What are you going
on.
to do, kill me? You can't be on those, the audio listeners can't hear you.
Oh,
Can you hear me scream?
nah, I won't kill you. Or will I?
No, you won't.
I won't even be able to talk to say yes or no.
Exactly.
You're going to love this.
You know I am.
So you'll just, in the Terrifier 3 episode, you'll just have 1 hour of Ryan talking and me just sitting there doing whatever Terrifier does.
That's what we want.
Write notes on a notepad or write notes on a whiteboard, It will be fun. I need to just buy, like a wee Santa hat.
There's a little cough for you.
Yep.
There you go, there's a little image that I'll put on screen for us.
Yeah. Yep. I love the fact I actually had the gloves and everything to go with it. I just hope that my mother has me lost the costume because I took it off on Halloween. And I haven't seen it since. And I say, Jimmy, I need it for a podcast.
It's the best reason for anything to ever happen. No, I don't want Terrifier 2, I just want my fucking photo of Art the Cloud to be on screen so we can talk. That's the best we're getting.
Yep. Oh, I look forward to giving back his Art the Cloud.
Terrifier. That's a bad joke, Ryan.
Yeah.
Scrap that from the record, Ryan. Cut it when you're editing. Don't bother because we're not going to ask ourselves to. You're just going to fix the audio peaks and then probably call it a day.
Yep.
I discovered Terrifier. I mean, like there's a lot of films out there that it's like, oh, you discover them because of like people talking about it, which is good. Terrifier 2 came out, and it became like, oh my god, it blew up. It became the biggest thing for like its 3 weeks of fame. Folk throwing up in the cinema, it being everywhere, and I was like, oh, alright, I'll put that in the rewatch list. But before, I guess I've got to watch the first one. So I was just one day, my aunt was over, my mum was over, my mum was in the house, and my cousin was over. They were downstairs and up the stairs as they were having their like Chinese and a few cheeky wines. I'm sitting watching this fucking shit. It was just before Halloween I decided to watch it because I was going to watch Terrifier 2 on Halloween before going out to a party, and I'm watching Terrifier 1 and I'm like, aye, fair enough, kind of liking it. Like, there's nothing too fucking liking this movie, if I'm being honest.
Exactly.
It's just, you cling to Art the Clown and you cling to one scene. And other than that, it's just a series of kind of events that happen.
Yep.
I was like, that was alright. Then the next time I watched Terrifier 2, I was like, no, I get why people like this shit. It's not fun, but it is fun.
Yep. Like, also, something that I did like about the first one in particular, like when he's in the diner and he's just like looking at her and then he's just looking through his bag and then he's getting his hug going, and all that, and then he's just hunting for it, and then she's just constantly got eye contact thinking, this fucking weirdo is weird.
I quickly opened up the orange book of notes.
And then
where is it?
Her pal's just like, what's up and that, and she's like, this creep. And all that, you know.
See with this movie?
Yep.
See, pretty much everything that happens after the sawing scene.
Yep.
Where'd you go?
Exactly.
Where'd you go from there? You don't. You've fucking peaked in the centre. No. You've peaked in the middle. I can't think of a joke to tie in.
Nah.
Peaking and middling to slicing almond in half, but like, it's halfway through the movie it kind of happens, and it doesn't really go up from there. Basically, Terrifier 1 exists, as I said, as a proof of concept. It was like, right, Damien Leone is like, I've got this fucking brilliant idea for this mad character who's going to have some mad fucking lore, mad fucking gore, and generally is going to be great fun to explore. But I don't have the finances to make that fucking movie, Terrifier 2, Terrifier 3, what I imagine will be Terrifier 4. So I need to make a really fucking low budget movie that ticks all of the boxes, because he's not selling this movie on a plot, because what's the plot of this movie?
Fuck all.
There is no plot to this movie. I mean, if I was to describe the plot, you've got two lassies who are being stalked by Art the Clown.
And then one of them goes into the warehouse to try and use the bathroom.
That's not the plot of the movie, that's just the scene that happens. The plot of the movie is two girls being stalked by Art the Clown, and halfway through the movie, both of them are dead.
Yeah.
There's still fucking 40 minutes of movie with both of them dead to happen, which is weird. So like, when I was watching it the first time, and cousin, mother downstairs, it got like to the final 40 minutes, I was just kind of like,
What do you do here? What do you do? Let's go.
To the degree that when I was rewatching this to take notes, I did skip the final 40 minutes. Well, the final half an hour, I think it is. Because like, nothing fucking happens. Because all of the conversation today is going to be about everything else that happens in the movie. Sorry, I've got a very itchy set of balls at the moment. It's vital importance that you know that. That's why I'm touching myself repeatedly. Look at Art's very pleased grin with my statement.
You said that, he's so happy for you.
He clapped his hand like a mime because he's a mime. It's a proof of concept, yes. So he makes this and he has two boxes he needs to tick basically. He needs to prove that he can do the fucking gore well that he wants to be able to do. But can you imagine that the sauna lassie in half scene with a bigger budget? Holy fuck.
Oh man.
Box ticked.
I mean, like,
he's got another box to tick, and that is get Art the Clown over as like the fucking bollocks. Box ticked. This is not. It's not even a character study into Art the Clown. It's a kind of case. It's not even a. It's like a character viewing experience, like a prototype of where he's gonna go off and be. Box ticked. Which is why, for Terrifier 2, they got a hefty fucking budget, thanks to the success and people loving the key scenes. The two boxes ticked there. They were like, actually, no, we can give you the keys to make whatever the fuck you want, because you did the two things that you're saying you're going to do better really fucking well, and then all you need to do is make the fucking world around them better. Which is why this movie is, I think, rightfully barely fucking connected. Because like if this was connected to Terrifier 2 and 3, say it had Sienna in it as well.
Sienna was cool, man.
The quality shift would be so weird. So really the only things that carry over from this movie to the quality improvement is the kind of bubble of art. And this is like a story that exists in that world, and it's kind of wishy-washy as to whether it's fiction or reality. And it is reality.
I think my phone's on. Just
There are very few things I love more than a podcast interruption before a phone call.
always happens. It never happened when we did it now, but it's always just through this. Oh, no, it wasn't.
You're going fucking mad.
I don't know what that was. Just tried to do some creepy laugh. But again, I am Pennywise the dancing clown after all, so
He does
anything's
dance.
possible.
He does dance, and he's no art. That's the fucking conversation to win in a fight between Art and Pennywise. What a beautiful fucking conversation from that one time.
I mean, I think Art would easily win that one. I love Pennywise, but it's so easy. You call Pennywise a bully and
He can't fucking speak though. Art the clown can't speak, and Pennywise dies because you speak to him. Pennywise rides on fear, and Art has no fear. It's a fight that would never fucking end.
That is true.
Like, there is no end to a fight between Pennywise and Art because they both of their weaknesses are the other's like strength, and both of their strengths are the other's weaknesses. So they just kind of fucking would just. It's like Deadpool and fucking Wolverine. They just fight and fight and fight and fight. Fucking, it would never go. It would never stop.
I know. Because like, Art the clown can't die. Pennywise dies on fear. The more you hit Pennywise, the more powerful and angrier he gets. But yeah, Art the clown is fucking invincible. So it is literally a fight that you would never. It would never end.
I mean, yeah, you.
Unless Art decided to finally fucking open his mouth, but let's be honest.
I can't do that.
Yeah. It would just ruin it, you know?
It's his character.
Aye.
I mean, when the spoof Scary Movie like 6 is like has Art the Clown speak, that'll be good.
Aye.
That's what Scary Movie 6 should do. It should run a fight between Art and Pennywise, and it ends when Art like speaks and is like, "You're a bitch." This is the second time
And then
we've had this
Pennywise
conversation on this podcast, by the way.
Aye.
We had this about 3 months ago on the Chapter 2 podcast, and it went the same way.
Yep.
I've not even been doing my notes in any form of order, so I'm just going to go back to ignoring them and then just kind of spitball from memory of what I jotted down. So the movie, it opens on... straight back to my notes. How does it start again? So you've got a news kind of interview type situation of a wee woman being like, "Yeah, right, what's happening? This is a survivor of this massacre thing." And then she gets her eyes gouged out by a kind of scarred face creature who will go to learn as Victoria, who is the only real thing from this movie that's brought onto the other three.
Aye, because I was wondering who Victoria was, because I kept on forgetting her, because then on such a, you used to be so pretty, what the fuck happened? And he's buzzing and she starts cutting herself.
Yep. So that's the two kind of things brought forward from this movie. Nice.
Yep.
This do you know what Terrifier is? Terrifier is a dirty movie. That's the word I'm going to use to describe it. Not only does it look dirty, but at points it feels dirty watching it.
Exactly.
Because like when I'm sat watching this shit, and my cousin, my mother, my aunt are downstairs, like, see if they just came up the stairs and opened the door and wanted a blather, they'd have been like,
"What the fuck are you watching?"
"Is this a porn?"
Nah.
Maybe. I don't know.
It could be.
It could be going that way.
But then,
it's quite rapey.
Nah. It's quite rapey now, but then they walk in to see a naked woman getting caught up.
That's only like 1 2 minute bit. I just mean the fact that it's a creepy clown chasing a lassie about him, a dingy warehouse, and it looks like it was shot on not a bad camera, not a phone camera, but like somewhere in between. Like a half decent camera.
Yep. I know.
It looks like it's a movie that was made in like the late 90s.
But
it's just kind of survived. It's like an old. See if you stumbled across a VHS tape.
Yep.
And you put that into your VHS tape player, which you of course have. And you watch the VHS on the VHS player,
Yep.
which of course everybody has, and it's like snuff film,
Yep.
lost footage.
And then
That's
you
it.
stumble across that, yeah.
Which is the plot to All Hallows Eve, Art the Clown's debut movie.
Aye.
And the Terrifier short. Have you seen the 15-minute Terrifier short?
No, like, I think you told me to watch it, that I'm meaning to get into it, but
The
obviously,
15-minute Terrifier short, I argue, is just this but better. Because it is 15 minutes long instead of 90, and it gets over his character. He has some gory kills in it. They could
And then
have used
it
that as the
finishes.
proof of concept. But I guess you wanted a feature-length proof of concept. Do you know, I find it quite funny. See how Terrifier 2 is like 2 hours 15 minutes?
Yep.
Somehow feels like a quicker movie than this one.
It really does. I
Because
feel like
this
this
has
one just
nothing
drags
happened.
in. Yep.
And that one has.
Quite a lot of stuff that happens.
It
builds
does
up
have
the
a
story for
lot
the
of
third one.
slow moments that could have been cut, but like still stuff happens. It's got a plot to care about.
Yep.
There is very little to care about in this movie.
Yep. And I enjoy the fact that from the end of the second one, it carries into the third one. So
Yeah.
we're getting the same storyline continued.
Y2J. Break the walls down. Break down the walls. Yeah, where are we? For a show, aye, that's it. For a 90-minute film, the moments are memorable.
Yes.
The scenes are memorable. But see the bits that connects them
Aye.
in this movie, they drag because there's no plot. There's no drive. It's unfortunately, I should be rooting for the final girl and Tara.
Yep.
Fucking
Yep. Like, we don't really care about them.
don't care about them. They exist to die.
And they're kind of annoying at the end of the film.
No, like at the end of the film, they don't make it that far. There's
I
40
know,
minutes of
well-
film without them.
To the part where the film where they get killed off and that's about time. I also think it was in the first one as well, went to like when there was the woman in the warehouse and that, and she was pushing out a baby in a pram, but it was a doll.
Well, she's a little bit lower. We'll see her in the fourth one.
Oh, she came back.
Terrifier lore makes like no sense, but like, see the little pale girl in the second one.
Yeah.
It's believed that the woman, that's her mother.
Ah, and that's how it's got Have you seen my little girl?
Yeah, and that little girl is Art's first victim.
Ah.
That's believed to be the kind of
I mean, that would make a lot of sense because then that would
Off-screen
connect that,
lore.
and that would connect why she doesn't want to leave there, and that's why he stays there.
never been clarified.
Ah.
But obviously, in one of the films, eventually they'll fucking
Yeah.
clarify it. Yep, it's got a grimy tone, as you said. It feels cheap. It is cheap.
Yep.
It feels like a snuff film, kind of grindhouse aesthetic, and that makes it scarier.
Yeah.
The kind of weird tint to the camera where it doesn't look polished and perfect and clean. It's not bright and flashy. It's like that lens could do with a wee wipe, kind of deal. This film, what makes it one of the scarier ones, I think, of the three? I think it's the scariest.
I would probably say the third one's the scariest.
But it's
I wouldn't say for like a lot of reasons and that, but it's obviously just because like he attacks them in the shower, and
it's
also
like it's gory, but that's not scary.
oh yeah, I know, like scary.
In
Wait,
the first one,
I would say the second one, because there's a scene there like I say like was quite creepy. See when Sienna is and try to buy the Halloween costume, then he's just there and he's trying on all the
Yeah.
stuff and Natalie putting in the big
this one does that the best. In this scene right here, what I like about this one is in this one he is not an immortal.
Right.
So the end of this movie, to skip to a beat from the end, is he shoots himself and commits suicide, only to be resurrected by Victoria.
Aye.
So in this movie, he is just an evil man wearing face, because we see a bit where he puts on the face paint and puts on the suit.
Aye,
Like,
puts
he
on
is
the-
just a guy
Aye.
in this movie, which is
Yeah.
terrifying. The things he does as just a
A
man
man
is
is-
terrifying. Because see, if you were to tell me, oh, this immortal clown has sawn woman in half, cool. But see, if you tell me this guy dressed as a clown has sawn woman in half, that's dirty. That's
Aye,
fucking
that's
awful.
that gives that a
But like the
perspective.
third one, when he's like chainsawing folk up to bits, well, he's immortal. He's just fucking. He's a bit. He's a cat. He's playing himself at this point. This is just a guy
Right.
who's not even discovered who he really is. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's the one I think is the scariest because there's no spooky bollocks yet. We're yet to get to the bits when it's like, oh, spooky bollocks.
Spooky bollocks.
He's just a really fucked up mime.
That is true.
So we had a conversation about Pennywise the Dancing Clown, and I was like, clowns.
Yep.
We had a wee blather, clowns. I suppose it's time for the same conversation, but mimes. So my conversation, what I said about clowns was that the reason I dislike them and I think they're scary is because it's like you take a person and you strip back
Who you are.
who they are and they're hiding behind the facade. A mime is that, but times fucking 10, because you're stripping back the facade and stripping back fucking the ability to speak.
Aye.
So they have to convey, not even themselves, they have to convey some form of art that might represent themselves through fucking trapping themselves in boxes and fighting invisible doors.
Then they're like, what I'm doing.
Running down hills and fucking shushing people.
And then like that.
Oh shit. Finger.
Aye.
So there's an old expression about mimes. Like, I don't think I've ever met a mime.
I've never actually met a mime. Obviously, I've seen plenty of them on like TV and stuff, but never in person.
And I wonder how I'd react if I met a mime. Because there's a common expression, you see, and that is that you've got people, okay?
Right.
Then you've got the worst people ever.
Yep.
Then you've got mimes, who are worse than the worst people. So that means that the worst person,
Yep.
the best mime is still worse than them. Like, you're a fucking mime.
They just fucking talk. There is no...
What are they going to do about it? What are they going to do at my insults? Are they going to type me a message in the comments? No, they're not, because that is technically talking.
Yep.
So
They'll just do this.
if you're committed to your craft, you just have to take the fucking insults.
Yep.
And what are you going to do? Insult me? No, you can't, because
They'll give you the finger and then you'll go, well, fuck you back.
I'll just tell them to fuck off. It's not. I've got words. I've got the power to speak. Why would you?
I was just dedicated
As
to
a
become
human
a mime.
being, why would you choose to remove one of your best tools,
Exactly.
which is the ability to speak?
It's pointless. To
And for
remove
that reason, silence will always be better than Cara Noir.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but yes,
I don't know what it means either. I'm just agreeing.
that's some magic wrestling pish. Cara Noir's a great wrestler, and he was a mime, kind of. His character was Black Swan, and he conveyed all of his wrestling shit through his facial expressions. Never said a word. And the first word he ever said was, "I quit," when he quit. It's a fucking brilliant story he had, actually. Brilliant story. And then he was no longer a mime after that. He came back, just no face paint, no bollocks, no Black Swan fish.
Yep. I've got a question for you. What do you think the pitch for Terrifier 4 will be?
Right, so at the end of Terrifier 3, they go to hell. Well, it's got to be Sienna. It's going to tie into...
Sierra's got to try and save her cousin.
It's got to tie into All Hallows Eve, right? I think we see... What's his face? The lad that kicked the bucket?
Jonathan.
Jonathan. I think we see some sort of dead version of him.
Aye.
Because I think it's in hell.
Aye.
I think Sienna has to go through the 9 circles of hell.
Aye.
They do a spoof on the very first Art the Clown bit of media, which I think was the first segment in All Hallows Eve.
Aye.
Where he's at like the subway station and they go through the 9 circles. So yeah, I think she fights her way through the 9 circles, fighting various different demons to get her back. Then they come back to the real world and Art will fucking fights Art again, and maybe this time we get all of the Art lore explored. Who's the kid? Where's he from? Is he your father? What was the weird connection her father had to him? Then he like either kills her or she uses the sword to kill him, and we end this franchise before it kills itself.
What was the real answer? Sienna's wee cousin. There was obsessed
Gabby.
with Gabby. Like, I hope Gabby comes back in. I like Gabby.
Well, she's currently in the 9th circle of hell. We write Gabby.
Yeah.
Just find where we are in the notes. No spooky bollocks, mimes. Okay, a fun fact about this one, I found this in. Damien Leone, he shot this movie in between working like part-time jobs.
I don't know.
So he was just working, getting money, putting it into the movie, shot it in between shifts. And he was also the editor, the director, the effects, like
So he
the
had to be
producer.
benefit for this
He
movie?
did everything for this movie, to its benefit and to its detriment, I suppose. So Dawn and Tara are our women. Now, Dawn is blonde,
Yep.
and Tara has brown hair, and they are friends going out for Halloween. They are out a walk, and they like to go for pizza, and the first act in the pizza shop is brilliant.
Yeah.
When they're sat in the pizza shop and this spooky ass clown comes in with his fucking black bag, sits down and just watches them. Great, because women surveyed by creepy men. Yeah. Bad story. All too well for relatability for the women watching. Boom. Brian, you're really bad at sentences today.
Well, at least you can talk. I've slogged up so many words. But I like the fact that
I'm just skipping words, I suppose, to make sentences don't make any sense. So yeah, then they get their big slices of pizza the American way in an empty, dingy fucking diner where there's more members of staff. And she's like, I'm creeped out, can we let go? And she's like, no, he's nothing. Takes his little hat, takes a wee selfie with him.
Yeah.
I think the funniest thing is if that selfie's like on her Instagram story and it's like...
she's actually posting it saying, met this cool guy.
Aye.
And then just says it's that, fuck you, and kills the way in it.
He's just being a creepy bastard watching over them. Then does he leave for a spell?
I think he leaves, because then I think like she goes to the toilet, and then he leaves, and then he follows. He's at the motor, and then I think that's when they're both in the car.
He then goes back and fucking shites in the walls. He gets kicked out because he wrote art, which I think is when he gave himself the name Art. Because he's referred to as Art the Clown in the second one, but obviously not in this one. So I'm assuming he got the name Art because
he wrote his name in the shirt.
Shat on the wall and wrote art out of shit.
Yep.
Also, what did he eat to produce that? That's fucking grim, mate. That's grim.
Oh no, because
like, were you on the laxatives? Why did you do that?
It's quite a disgusting film.
Boys on the laxatives, only explanation. Or he's got IBS. Equally a good explanation.
Megan's got IBS, so...
Happens to the best of us, and worst of us in Art's case. He is just the worst of us.
Sucks to be your son.
He gave himself the name Art because he likes making art, or he sees himself as making art. Good him fucking costume design, by the way, because
the costume is really cool.
You think a clown, what they did really well with this is they merged a mime of black and white and clown and put it together and kind of got this like... Basically, the costume will look cool if it gets blood on it because it's white, is what I'm trying to say.
On the Halloween costume now, like, they had bits of blood on it, so it did, like, when I go excited to buy me more fake blood.
Yeah.
But then I thought I didn't want to, like, overdo it and stuff like that. So, like, on the costume, it's got, like, blood on the white. Like, obviously there's white and black, and then there's, like, white there and black there, so it's, like, white, black, black.
Yeah.
So it's, like, white, like, blood in the white bits, so in the lymph node, and the chest and that, it was cool, and then the sleeves. It was pretty cool.
Very nice. He'll have blood on him very soon.
Yep.
Blood on his hands very soon as well. But he's got his fucking hat, like his little hat. His hat's my favourite detail.
I don't know, like, see on Halloween when I dress up as Art the Clown, like, I actually took the mask off. I took a selfie with I sat the mask on the table. I just took a selfie with the hat. I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
I thought, like,
so he gets flung out and he's like, miming and
oh my God,
over the topping. He's just a cookie wee guy. And then he goes back and fucks them up, doesn't he? He decapitates one of them. I can't remember what he does to the other one, but... Does he take out their hand and he decapitates one?
Because I remember they went back to the car and then, like, Tara, with the brown hair, like, she said she needed to go to the toilet, so she was going to go in the house and that.
I need a pee, and then, like, Tara's like, go into that very clearly abandoned little house. Hey, she'll blow you, security man. Fuck off, Don. But also, it's an American horror movie, so you gotta have the women want the sex.
Yep. And then she was sitting in the motor, and that's when he just comes and, like, chops her up.
She's hearing a radio broadcast about him killing people in the diner. Oh my God, we were just in that diner. Then he spawns in
and then
drags her away, and we'll see her later, I suppose. Then there's just a fucking lot of walking about.
Yep.
Like, they walk about for so long. Like, Tara walks to the toilet, and she walks about, and she walks a bit more, and then the Johnny man brushes, and he walks about, and she walks about a bit more. Then Art's there, and then they chase each other about.
I forgot she called her sister as well. I forgot she actually called her sister.
Her sister Victoria, of course, very important to the fucking rest of the franchise, evidently. She will buff out ahead in the next one. They just walk about for so fucking long. There's doll lady. Later on, she's getting skinned. That's like really the only thing I remember of Doll Lady is Art walks about wearing her naked body.
Aye, you can fucking see it.
Your Ed Geenisms, alright. Cool. Yeah, that's pretty much fucking it for
Terrifier 1.
for 10 minutes as they walk about. And then in the chase scene, there's a really fucking good bit when Tara like turns the corner and just sees Art standing there like this. And he doesn't even do anything. He just stands there and it holds on him for like 6 seconds. And then he acts and he gets her. And then it restrains her in a chair and there's a big tarp and he gets a little saw and then he rips off the tarp and then it's like, there's a naked lady, well, it's almost naked lady hanging upside down. She's still got her pants on. Yeah. And then he takes those off, and then he just saws her in half.
In front of her, and then she just has to sit there.
How do you want this vagina to skull action? Nice. That's a good kill. It's probably one of the best kills in a film. I mean, not best kills in a film, but most gruesome kills in a film I've seen ever. Because it's unrelenting. It doesn't hold off. He goes all the way. You see the end result. It's just.
It's the same, like, because
it looks half decent.
Because it gives me vibes. See, I feel like that one, the one scene where he chops in half and that, it gives me scenes as well. See, obviously, and for one scene when he kills like the boy in the last scene in the shower, and that, but then like he kills the last of the first and that, and then like the boy's crawling about the floor trying to get away and that. Then he literally goes for his arse all the way up into him, and that then like goes for his balls. And so
I enjoy when he does snowflakes and blood. He doesn't do any snowflakes and blood in this one.
Nah, because it literally chops over the guy's dick, and then he saws right up him and that. Then after he's killed them, he just lies there and it's a snow angel and their blood.
It's a beautiful moment.
Like, it's really, really creative and that, you know.
Not Sienna. Tara managed to break free from the thing, and she does a little run away.
Yep.
And then there's some more walking and chasing and hiding behind cars and all that shit. And then you get, I think, the best moment of the film. So you have the sawing scene, which is good. You have the great scene in the diner. But I think the highlight of the film is when he just gets over Tara and she's lying on the ground. She gets a little swing at his leg and he's like, oh, my leg. Then he's like, fuck you. There's still 40 minutes left in this runtime. Pulls out a gun and shoots her. Because there's like, you mentioned a few podcasts ago about in Scream how you were annoyed that he pulled out a shotgun instead of just using a knife. There's like an unwritten slasher rule of which is you don't use guns. You use knives. It's a slash. Alright, you slash. Michael Myers doesn't use guns. Freddy Krueger doesn't use guns. But like,
Jason Voorhees
why
doesn't use
not?
guns.
It would make your job kind of easier. So yeah, the fact that Art the Clown was like, hang on, I might lose this fight as just a human at this point, having just been hit in the leg, I think, quite viciously with him, a blade thing. I've got the gun, pulls out the gun, shoots her, dead. Because it comes out of nowhere, it surprises the audience, and you think, hang on, he's just broke the rules. You're not meant to do that, mate. You're not meant to just shoot somebody. And then he probably does other things, but like, there's not long left in the fucking film. Sorry, there's quite a lengthy amount of time left in the film. And they've just killed the fucking final girl. Great subvertation of expectation. The problem is, you've just killed the final girl. So everything that happens after this is kind of
pointless.
Arbitrary, because I'm not rooting for anyone. Oh, I guess her sister arrives, Victoria, and she becomes the new final girl, and he's got to kill the Janny, he's got to kill
everybody. The
lassie who he can wear's skin. But like, what's that? Yeah. More walking. So yeah, new final girl, Victoria, arrives. They've tried to pull a cycle, basically. They've tried to pull up, let's kill off Marion Crane halfway into the movie and make the focus Norman Bates and like her sister. And you know what? Sure, I like the idea. It would never have worked because it's not as fun of a world as Psycho. There's not that many plot threads that I'm clinging to. I've had my fun of Art. I've seen Art saw a lassie in half. I've seen him be goofy, and I've seen him pull a gun. He's subverted my expectations 3 times now. He cannot do it again. And you know what? He doesn't. All that he does is skin a lassie and then eat a lassie's face. Then right at the end, the final punchline is he does shoot himself. So I suppose that's the kind of, it's all building to him killing himself. So it does have a decent kind of climax in that sense. My thoughts on Dawn, right? This is some character analysis for you. So Dawn, the sexual friend of the two, she is a woman written by a man. Okay,
Right.
so let me just get this right. Dawn is a woman written by a man that is being called out by a man.
All right.
That makes sense, okay?
Yep.
I'm just gonna
It does.
let that settle in
That makes total
for the
sense.
people. Oh, it's funny.
I
I mean, without the gruesome killing stuff, but like, I love the way he plays games. He's a cookie like guy having some fun, but he's also fucked, and he's an evil
he's
evil
also
man.
fucked in the head.
He's an evil man, but he's not real, so I can say he's funny. It
You
was
see that, and then you go inside. Oh, they are.
nah, but what you saying to it, mate? No, wait, you can't. If you're gonna kill me, at least fucking talk to me. At least fucking talk to me, mate. At least fucking say something.
Otherwise, you're a pussy.
Exactly. And then he probably shrivels up into a little ball and gets scared.
Aye. And then we fucking chop him up, see how he likes it.
He'll come back. He always comes back.
I know. That would be fun to chop him up.
I don't think he's literally an immortal superpowered being.
Yep, that's true.
He will just regrow limbs so long as his fucking lassie's about. And if I don't have the sword, I'm useless.
And I was going to say, even with seeing his magic sword,
That'll work. That's like the only thing that can kill him.
But it's just stabbed him right in the heart, and yet he'll still be coming back for Terrifier 4. So that can't even work.
She is in hell.
But she didn't die. Everyone else did, except for her in.
Yeah. He always comes back.
That's true.
It's the art way. Like every slasher. It was Damien Leone's like pitch was it's like the only gap in the slasher market was a silent Freddy Krueger. So someone funny who's silent. So take Michael Myers, take Freddy Krueger, mesh them together. You've got
Art the Clown.
Art the Clown, and that I think made him like the #1 slasher icon of like the modern day. Because let's talk about slashers. Talk me through the most iconic slashers. You've got
Ghostface, Michael Myers,
Ghostface,
Jason
Michael
Voorhees,
Myers, Jason Voorhees,
Freddy
Freddy
Art the
Krueger.
Clown.
All of those are from the 80s, 90s, and 70s.
Yep.
There's not been a 2000s or 2010 slasher icon
Oh, that is actually true.
until Art showed face. Just
That is
because
good.
the climate wasn't in the right place for that kind of character.
Yep. Oh, I'm forgetting
They
about Chucky
tried
as
them.
well, but Chucky.
Chucky, he's there, but like
But,
he's
you
not.
know-
I wouldn't say he's an icon.
I used to love Chucky, but like,
Yeah.
like the TV show was good, but like I feel like all the original films now were good, but soon they started bringing out like Buddy and
Bride of
started changing it up.
Chucky was cinema.
Aye.
Bride
And
of
then
Chucky was
the
great.
the Chucky TV series that was really good.
Yeah.
No, like
It's like the reason he's not an icon is because, well, we both forgot
that's true. Now we're done for Halloween menu as well.
Aye.
This is what I'm trying to remember.
Pennywise kind of did a little kind of horror boom, slasher boom, but he wasn't so much an actual slasher.
I would say like because
He was the closest, I think.
he's the closest I think,
but it's a
because
loose tie.
because
Art
of that.
stepped up and took his fucking place.
But then because of it was also a remake. Tim Curry's did back in the 1970s or 80s and that as well.
True.
So, like, if we're talking about like, a first timer slasher, Art the Clown. But if we're talking about like, try to reinvent or recreate the
Just like
characters, I would say.
horror villains, like little Billy the Puppet from Jigsaw, iconic face, but not so much character. You've got him, the Jack-o'-lantern lad for Trick or Treat. He
Yep.
should have been so much more. Trick or Treat should have been so much bigger than it was.
Do you know? I've never seen Thanksgiving either. That looked no bad.
I've seen it yet.
And then also there was. Did you ever see Heart Eyes?
They're not brand new.
It came out. I think it came out last year. So it's still relatively.
No, it seems like a load of shite.
It was. Hey, but it's got Mason Gooden, who played Chad Mindy Meeks in Scream 5 and 6 and
Nice.
7. So obviously, like, I became a fan of his, so I thought, oh, he's in it. I'll see it, see if it's any good. No, it was actually quite. Like, his character was good in that, but I was quite shocked that he took a role that was, quite shit.
Money.
I mean, I know, like.
money. You gotta get money.
I mean, like, sometimes the worst
Build
films.
up
Like,
your
sometimes the
build up
worst
your
films.
repertoire.
Sometimes the worst films build up, or sometimes you do a bad film that can be a lot of recognition to become the next bloody
But
Jim
how
Carrey.
do you know it's a bad film? Like, might have looked good on paper.
I mean, like, to be fair, like, I've seen worse.
Didn't play well. Well,
I've seen worse. I mean, I've seen Death Count.
it's got such insane over the top gore in this movie, man. And it's just like It's an exploitation movie at this point. It's a torture porn fucking movie. And then it's got a supernatural ending. And do you know what? It's a boring movie. And I think this is the crucial one with Terrifier 1.
Yep.
It's got no rewatch value.
Oh,
You could
that's
rewatch
true.
Terrifier 2, you could rewatch Terrifier 3, but like there's no point rewatching Terrifier. You know what happens, you know there's a great dining sequence, you know he shoots her, you know he saws her in half, and you know he shoots himself.
Nah.
That's really all you need to know.
I have a confession to confess. I never watched Terrifier 1. No, I never rewatched it. I watched
fair
it,
enough.
but I never rewatched it before they
Just
came
think
here today. I mean, I was going to, but obviously, like, you know, the last one I watched was The Black Phone.
No.
Nah. But, like, I was going to get in that, but I thought, what's the point? It's pretty similar to
Just
it
get
now.
no rewatch value.
I've watched it once and once was enough. I mean, I watched second and third again, maybe a little bit.
Right, this one's just
This
one's
first
not-
one's just like,
I've got a bit of pretension. Got a bit of
Okay.
pretension here.
alright.
I've not had much pretension in this one. Okay, so this has like 2, maybe 3 meanings to this sentence. All characters in this movie are blank canvases
Right?
for art.
Yep. From art to create and design and fuck it up.
Absolutely. So all of the characters in this movie do not have characters. So you've got Dawn, whose character is I'm blonde. You've got Tara's, whose character is I'm not blonde.
Aye. Because you've always got the dumb blonde with the big tits and you've always got the brown
Not
haired
blonde.
lassie, the non-blonde.
You've
that
got
thinks she's better than everybody.
Victoria, whose character is I'm here to pick up my sister. You've got Lady with a Doll, whose character is I'm a lady with a doll.
Who thinks it's my daughter?
You've got the janitor, whose character is
Cleaning.
janitor. Aye, it's
Yep.
You've got the 2 lads that work in the diner, whose characters they probably have the most actual personality in this movie that isn't art. Like, how does a silent fucking clown have more personality than people that can fucking speak? I mean, that's the point. They're
Yeah.
blank canvases to showcase him. Blank canvases to allow for art. Then they allow for him to do his art with their bodies.
Yep.
Quite literally. Like, all of those characters I mentioned do die, except for Victoria, who
Becomes
gets her
his
face
sidekick.
ate, and then joins the dark side when she gets possessed by fucking Cthulhu or whatever demon it is.
Yep. I like going back to a previous podcast that we done like a while ago. So we were talking about like what before like was good. No, the best opening scenes for films and that. I would say that one that is up there as well. Like see the opening scene for Terrifier 3. See, because like you know,
Shite.
like I thought it was.
I mean, it's good, but it's
I mean,
not best opening scene of
aye.
all time, Pish.
I mean, I would say it's up there. It's not the best, but like see, because
it's
like
not cracking the top 100. It's
Aye.
not cracking the top 100. It's all right. Like it's a one beat.
aye.
It's got a good kill.
I
That's
would,
it.
I would say it's fascinating, the scene. And like, just because of how gory it is and that as well.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, again, over the top gore is Terrifier's like fucking calling card, which is why it's like the Terrifier fan base is another weird one. Like it's cultivated this weird kind of cult of personality, and that it's indoctrinated a lot of people who weren't big into horror to be into just specifically Terrifier because gore. But at the same time, it's cultivated a lot of horror fans to become like gatekeepers to it, and it's just like it's a fucking film. Just live and let live, man.
Aye. So, if you were to design Terrifier's costume, what would you have done? It? Like, say if it was in a gap, what would you have given him for a name?
That's
like,
perfect.
archetype? No, but I'm saying something like, say like within the original, that's what he was going to wear. What kind of costume do you think it would be? Have?
As much white as possible.
Aye, because obviously art full of canvas.
I genuinely would have gave you. Well, I would have. So like, what do I know of him?
He's a serial killer. He's inhuman.
He's a human at the point where the
Aye.
costume's been designed. He is human,
Yep.
and he's a mime. He's a mute. He doesn't talk.
He's a mute. He can't talk.
I would have googled scary looking mimes. Please just give me photos of actual regular mimes. Oh my god, it's giving me photos of regular mimes. I would have googled something like this, okay? And I would have taken this kind of series of images. So I'd have probably went for face paint, like that.
Yep.
And truthfully, there you go.
Aye. That's
I'd
quite
have
cool.
just picked a scary looking mime.
Aye.
and I'd have had it fucking bleed to death. Because you want as much white as possible, because he's going to be soaked in blood and white. You need to make that look cool. Yeah. And if I know he's a mime, I want him to be a mime. So that face paint, that works for me. So this one image, just basically the second image when you Google scary looking mimes is what I would go for yourself.
I would probably say around the same now. So like go for like creepy like white face paint and that, maybe a wee bit of black. But I would probably do like the white face paint, but then I'd probably go for like maybe like a black scar there and like a black scar there or something, so just so that it looks like he's got scars.
Yes.
No, so like I would have probably done like not like the way they've done it, but like half white and half black, like t-shirt was like just one side completely white and the other side completely black. And they do the same with like the trousers, like white, black, and that so that way it would contrast well in that,
Aye. Oh wow, that hurt.
But
that eye and it hurt. Jesus.
So I'd probably go for something like that as well, like
very good.
Black and white and that. But I'd like to give him like white face, perhaps do like black scars or something on his face just so that it looks like he's been through some shit.
Well, they might not have been through some shit. We don't know his backstory.
Nah. Well, we know he's had a lot of big shit.
I just think he took some laxatives, okay? Nah. He was like, right, I'm going to go to the shop and I'm going to buy some laxatives, and then I'm going to
shit in a wall and make this
for
mark my territory.
Fun, yeah, like a fucking dog.
Yep.
Boy just walks about with his bag, being like, bump.
Nah.
It's not a great movie. It's a really fucking good proof of concept.
Yeah. And
why couldn't it just have stayed as a proof? I suppose, fuck it, make it public. It really adds to the lore of not just Terrifier. It's like in-universe like lore, but like the real world. It's a very good story. Damien Leone gets a little 15-minute short of Terrifier. It's so good they grant him an anthology, which he puts that film in. So that film, his 50-minute short that he originally made, is in All Hallows Eve. He then puts art in the other two stories and then has a through plot with art. That's All Hallows Eve. Then he gets, from that, the chance to make just art, solo, 90-minute movie, and he makes this to kind of set up the higher budget shit in 2 and 3. So Terrifier 4 is technically Terrifier 5, and I think it should be the final one.
I think it is. I think that after Terrifier 4, I'm sure they said that was the last one they were confirmed. But I'm sure they also said that about the Final Destination. Then came Final Destination Bloodlines.
Yeah, there's at least a fucking lengthy time gap.
Aye.
They could absolutely wheel art out in fucking 5. I think that's what I would do with Art the Clown. I would have him wrap up his story with Sienna Shaw in 4. And then I would wait like 10 years.
Aye, and then bring him back.
Maybe even in a crossover-esque thing.
Aye.
As like a big surprise. What we don't get enough of in film is crossover.
That is true. Like,
that was like a dying thing of like the 90s, I suppose. And like Marvel, I suppose. Doing crossover. Because
they always do like Freddy versus Jason. They've done stuff like that. But it would be good to like see like Pennywise versus like Freddy Krueger and that. No, Pennywise. Like Ghostface versus like Freddy Krueger. It would be nice to actually see.
There's something quite amusing about like. Let's pick a random horror film that has no real weight, like a one-off horror.
Sinister.
I know nothing about it. I can't comment.
I know what you did last summer.
Okay. Less easy to do.
I'd rather pick one.
Fuck it, pick any movie character from like a movie. Doesn't need to be horror. Let's like fuck it up.
Alright, Valak for The Conjuring. Like, since the first one that came in mind.
Talk to me about the fucking... Stop mentioning shite horror movies. Alright, so you've got fucking Tweedledick in The Conjuring, right? And Tweedledick in The Conjuring...
Ghostface.
Tweedledick in The Conjuring, whatever their name is. Valak. Is it man, woman?
A woman.
Priest?
It's a woman.
Not priest.
It's a nun. An evil nun that's demonic.
Oh, that's less useful.
And then Ghostface.
Like, give me like just a human character from The Conjuring.
Ed Warren.
So you've got Ed Warren, right? And Ed Warren is like, oh, I've just bet this phallic fucking demon. Oi, whoop-de-doo, look at this house. And then in the end credit scene, like, he chaps the door to the house. He hears some noises and commotion coming upstairs. He hears a chap on the door. He's like, oh no, this demon who I just beat by saying the magic words, abracadabra, disappeared. I'm assuming that's what happens in The Conjuring.
Nah, it's not.
What? You mean they don't just get an exorcism and the ghost goes away?
No.
What happens? How do they get rid of it?
they never truly get rid of it because it's evil that always haunts that. Because there's Annabelle, there's Valak, there's Bathsheba, there's the Candyman, there's Bill Wilkins, who...
My hatred of The Conjuring knows no limits. I need you to know this. The Conjuring 2 might be one of them. No, it's the original Conjuring.
Did you ever watch Conjuring 2?
No, I just watched The Conjuring and thought it was the worst horror movie I've ever seen.
The Conjuring 2 is better. The first one's great.
Well, they should have made a better first one, shouldn't they? So I see door chaps, and he's like, "Oopsie daisy, I've kind of beat this demon who's going to come back because they always do come back because evil always prevails. But I guess it's not here right now. Who's that at the door? It's Art the Clown." "Hi, Art the Clown. You're now in the Conjuring universe." And Art's just kind of like comes in, inspects the house, just kind of like very happy to be in the house, just pointing out all of these cool things because Art has seen the movie The Conjuring, you see, and he is now in it because he's fucking magic.
Yep, then he's just looking and then he's laughing like.
And then Art agrees to tag team with Ed Warren. He's a good guy now, Art, because he's going to fight the demons that cannot be beaten because the only evil that should exist is Art. So he goes about other horror movies, right? Purging their villains. Art begins fucking Thanos styling, collecting infinity stones of horror movie villains. He goes over to Scream and he kills every Ghostface ever. And he adds Ghostface to his fucking ring collection. As he goes to fucking Jason and kills Jason, adds Jason to it. He goes to that movie with the killer bees and he kills the killer bee. He just starts purging fucking horror movies.
How would they kill Pennywise? So he get a Pennywise ring?
Well, luckily Pennywise is already dead. And that could be the grand finale, as he comes face to face with Pennywise and you're like, oh, fuck.
Dun dun dun.
Because it's like, Art goes about all these horror franchises, right? Beating them all. And then you use that to set up, like Freddy versus Jason, Art v Pennywise. And we're currently in the year 2051, and for some reason they won't let the past die and make new shit.
They took him up with some new, real strong, iconic killers in horror films, which will stay.
Well, how do you do that? It's hard.
It's hard.
They literally just pretty much horror used all of its fucking selling on art.
Right. But like, it is hard. Like, see, obviously, because it is really hard to like try and make like a very good, solid horror movie.
You could have done it with Freddy. You could have done it with Megan. Do you know who genuinely might be a fucking contender in a few years? Is Winnie the fucking Pooh.
Oh, genuinely.
Winnie the Pooh might be the next horror icon.
Because I still need to watch Blood and Honey too.
Brilliant film.
Who do you think would win? Winnie the Pooh and Chucky.
Winnie the Pooh.
Chucky can't die either.
Yeah, but he's Winnie the fucking Pooh.
Then M3 Gan or Chucky.
M3 Gan.
I was going to say, because you know, like...
Well, it's a plastic toy doll versus a robot toy. I guess the robot's going to win. Because she is bulletproof with nothing to lose, far away. She is Stephen Bunting. She is titanium.
Like I love how...
See when Luke Littler turned heel? Have you seen that? The darts. Luke Littler goes fucking heel. Brilliant.
Like, one of I've noticed, they play a lot of Sia songs in horror films. There's I'm gonna swing from the chandelier.
There's no fucking... and no songs in this. There is just pretty good scary score.
But there's Chandelier and Talk to Me, and then there's Titanium and Megan, M3 Gan 2, not 1.
Correct.
So it's that is interesting. Now, who do you think would win then out of Freddy Krueger and Chucky? Because Chucky doesn't sleep and Freddy can only haunt your dreams. But Chucky's a doll.
I don't think this fight is possible.
It's a bit like Pennywise and Art the Clown.
Well, I just think it's not possible. Because, like, if Chucky doesn't have dreams, then Freddy doesn't exist to Chucky. So, Chucky can't fight Freddy. But Freddy can't fight Chucky, so Freddy, because he's cooler.
No, Freddy is crueler. And then, Chucky or Jigsaw?
Well, one of them's just a fucking old dead man.
No, mine's a toy.
And also, Jigsaw's long dead. Chucky? He's just a fucking 86-year-old Tobin Bell at this point. Like, he's...
I know, like,
If anything, Chucky might kill himself just because he feels bad.
well, spoiler alert, he dies in the TV show at some point. But Ericsson's back.
They always come back, except for Jigsaw, because,
Yeah.
well,
That's
Tobin Bell
real.
will die.
Aye.
And there's no spooky bollocks in that.
Aye.
Oh God, I think we're in for an era of less spooky bollocks in horror.
Hopefully no, man. We went up the game, but I think you're right.
No, I think that is the way to up the game,
Aye.
is less spooky bollocks.
Less spooky shit.
I think that's what got Art over, was
Yeah.
for the longest time he was not spooky.
Aye.
He is now spooky bollocks,
Aye. Like,
and I'd argue less interesting.
see when, like, also, like, see, because I dressed up as Art the Clown for Halloween, now, like, you don't actually realise how creepy it is, but see, like, when you're out, see, when I was out on Halloween, I've seen so many Art the Clowns, and, like, see, just seeing
Oh, I saw
other
like
people in the
5,
mask and that,
yeah.
it's actually quite scary. So, like, when I was walking past other people and they were dressed up as something like that, it genuinely does look really fucking creepy.
It's a really good design, and it's a design that is iconic. It's an iconic image that you will see and think, I'm fucked.
Aye. It's a really good original piece in that, you know, and it's not a knockoff of anything in that,
Absolutely.
because you've got people that try and, like, copy or reinterpret something in that, but I like the fact that this is just pure and complete original, no copycats
Well,
in
it's
that.
Silent Freddy Krueger, quite literally.
Aye.
So.
But like, the question that, you know, is like a completely fresh look. He's not copying anybody, he's his own
It's
mascot.
quite Pennywise-esque.
Tell you what, Art the Clown looks creepier though, in my opinion.
Yes, because he's human.
Aye.
And on that note, we have said Art the Clown is human.
Yes.
I will say bye.
Yes, and I will also say bye.
Beautiful sign off. I enjoy the rest of your day, folks. Share, follow, like, subscribe, whatever it is you do on Spotify. I say that like I don't know it. I just can't be arsed with it.
Yep. Thanks a lot, guys. Enjoy, and we will see you in the next one.
And then very soon we will see you for Terrifier 2.
Yes.
I say very soon, at some point this year.